National Population Commission. Confirming the incident, Grace Iringekoko, Rivers State Police spokesperson, said Izonfo was abducted on Sunday with her driver and maid at the Ogbakeri junction of the East-West Road. The NPC commissioner and her aides were said to be returning to Port Harcourt after a trip to Brass in Bayelsa. Iringekoko said a police tactical team has been deployed to rescue the abductees. Now, there have been several cases of abductions, in recent months. Also, remember, April 17, Okewale, former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, was abducted by some gunmen after his convoy was attacked along the East-West Road in Obiakpo, LGA, Rivers State. That also happened. And this was on our news, on our bulletins, even before now. Just a moment. The Rivers State government and the State Police Command are yet to speak on the increasing cases of missing persons in the state. In the last weeks, there has been an increasing number of photos of missing persons circulating online. So far, it has been reported in Igruta, Emeka, Nkpo, in Rumulumeni, Odili Road, Mile 3, Diobu, Port Harcourt. Now, recently, 25-year-old interior designer Chukwebuka Julius was last seen 7 days ago. His elder brother, Ejike Julius, stood our correspondent. His brother left his home Rumulumeni last Tuesday for a job around Wimpy. Also, his sister, Chinomso, said the incident has left the family, especially the mother, devastated. So, with all of these incidents, of kidnappings, abductions, missing persons, and some other crimes across the state, is it been overly dramatic to raise alarm, or is it being unnecessarily alarmist to be concerned about the current security situation in Rivers? Remember some days ago, or was it yesterday? I had as part of the conversation on Hard Facts, some person suggested that all of this talk about some increased crime wave before the elections, during and after the elections is just the imagination of some persons, and it's not true, it's not real. There's always been crime, and the crime level is just about the same as it's always been. So, is that the case really? Or is something wrong right now? Of course, there's always been crime. There always will be crime. There's no place in the world where you don't have crime, But is it at an alarming rate now? Or those persons who are suggesting that, are they just making a mountain out of a molehill? Or maybe they have been sponsored by the opposition. Yeah, that could be it. Trying to demarket the state, maybe. So, is raising an alarm merely an attempt to demarket the state? Or is it painting a true picture of the current situation? I'd like to get your take on that. In the 4 o'clock hour, is that 4 o'clock? Yep, in the 4 o'clock hour. And in the 5 o'clock hour, here's the matter we're discussing. Another story from the cable. Unauthorized forecast. We're not competing. NIMET NGO clash over thunderstorm alert. Now, here's the story. Quite interesting, really. Depends on your standpoint. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has faulted the Nigerian Lightning Safety and Research Center, NLSRC, a non-governmental organization, for issuing an unauthorized thunderstorm alert. The NLSRC had on April 15 tweeted a warning alert to Nigerians saying thunderstorms are expected to across. Now, here's the tweet. Thunderstorms are expected to spread. Reds are at high risk of severe lightning strikes and flooding. Prepare for possible fatalities and fire outbreaks. Stay informed and stay safe. That was the tweet. Now, however, in a statement on Sunday, NIMET said it is not the responsibility of NLSRC to issue such alerts, adding that the NGO has committed an offense. Quote, NIMET wishes to inform the public that at no time did it authorize NLSRC to issue any such weather forecast to the public, as this is a statutory function of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. NIMET is statutorily mandated under Section 7(1)(a) and I of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency Establishment Act 2022, NIMET Act, to advise the federal government on all aspects of meteorology and to collect, process and disseminate all meteorological data and information within and outside Nigeria. NIMET is also the sole authority to prescribe and issue the meteorological data and information required for all sectoral activities in Nigeria. That's from Section 7(2). Further to the above stated provisions, any person who collects, uses, or disseminates weather forecasts or any other meteorological information obtained from any other source outside the approval, license, or authority of the agency for commercial or public purpose commits an offence and is liable upon conviction to a fine or a term of imprisonment or both. Section 32 of the NIMET Act. The agency said the public should disregard the information issued by NLSRC. In response, NLSRC told NIMET that it does not intend to compete with the agency on its statutory obligation. The organization said the alert was solely for the education and awareness of Nigerians. Quote, "We acknowledge that NLSRC may not have received necessary approval for authorization from NIMET before issuing the weather forecast to the Nigerian public. However, we would like to assure you that our intention is to raise awareness about lightning safety and protection of lives, properties, and public infrastructure in Nigeria. We do not intend to compete with NIMET or any other government agency responsible for weather forecasting and dissemination of meteorological data and information." That was their response to this. So I'd like to discuss this with you in the 5 o'clock hour. What to make of what's going on? What could possibly go wrong with this NGO or any other NGO or organization for that matter issuing weather advisories or weather alerts or weather forecasts? I mean, I get that just about every day. I mean, if you were to take a look at your smartphone right now, every smartphone, I believe, comes with a weather app. And what do these apps do? They give you weather forecasts. They give you weather advisories. As a matter of fact, my phone that fell in water and is still being fixed now for weeks. That's a bizarre story for another day. Well, even tells you what to do. It gives an advisory. For example, it says, ensure you go out with an umbrella today. So besides just the quick weather forecast, it gives an advisory of even what you should wear, what you should dress. It tells you things like dress appropriately, ensure you go out with an umbrella today. If it's forecasting or if there's a forecast that is going to be rains, So I'll be asking. Let's talk about this. Do you think something's wrong with this? I mean, besides whatever section of the law NIMET is quoted, and those sections very likely do exist, of course, but what could possibly go wrong with this NGO or any other such organization issuing this weather advisories or lightning or thunderstorm alerts to Nigerians, as, by the way, already exists online, even with applications on your mobile devices and on your computers as well, by the way. So we'll look at this in the 5 o'clock hour after the updates. Headlines at 5:30. The major news comes up top of the hour at 6 p.m. A review of all these matters is after that during the open season segment till about 7. Show comes to an end then. So that's it. Today's edition of Hard Facts pretty much will look like that. So let's get on with the conversation now with today's side comments. Random stories, random thoughts of mine, as I check them out. A reminder, they're not to be discussed at this time. No, they're not. I'd say I'm sure that a number of issues caught my attention as I checked out the news earlier on. Let's see what. Okay. Now, primary and secondary schools in Rivers State begin third-term academic session today after the holidays. Some Port Harcourt residents are calling on the Rivers State government not to allow school children be exposed to the rising cases of killings and kidnappings in the state. They urge the state government to keep schools safe and secure. I think this is important because these parents and guardians have expressed a very valid concern, by the way. And I don't think that they were sponsored by the opposition or by Hezbollah to demarcate Rivers State. They are concerned, as they very well should be, and the government must take their concern serious. And security agencies, of course.
A lot of people are kidnapped along Ahoda, Rumuji, Port Harcourt Road. Let government position people there. Police, they road. These boys, they are still hijacking people. A lot of students will be falling victim. Every day, people will be going to school, Port Harcourt to Ahoda. Uniform, many people, even travelers.
We need more securities, and then we ourselves, we should be careful in terms of late night movement.
At least make sure there are securities in the East-West Road, not police. Some checkpoint should be army checkpoint.
If it is not affecting them today, tomorrow it may affect them. Today is for the poor, tomorrow it may be for them. The rate of kidnapping is too high. Even some of us don't go out again, so it's not good. Government need to put more measure, more hands to make sure that the kidnapping issue in Nigeria is settled.
Oh, trust me, in Nigeria and even in Rivers State, the rich are also crying right now. It's no longer just the poor who are suffering. The rich are also suffering. As I've said severally, problems don't just disappear or go away because they are left unattended to. They're going to fester, they're going to be worse. And if initially only certain persons were the receiving ends were victims, eventually, inevitably, those who feel that they are untouchables and they are protected, their very high walls will no longer protect them any longer. And even they will be consumed by that which they failed to deal with when they had the authority or the power or they were in position to deal with those issues. Now, well, once again, just echoing the concerns of these parents and guardians and hoping that someone will take it serious. Hoping that the Rivers State Police Command will start looking for intelligence now. We'll start looking for it now. We'll start searching high and searching low and searching caves and searching underwater and searching mountains and valleys and rivers and oceans, looking for intelligence as far as the safety of our school children are concerned. I hope that security agencies will be proactive, because the same intelligence that they are getting regarding iPhones and other smartphones in the hands of young people, that those phones are going to destroy the peace that we are enjoying in Rivers State. I hope that they will get this. They will go out with the same dexterity. They will look for intelligence reports to ensure and be proactive in ensuring the safety of school children as schools are about to resume. I hope so. I hope that we will not, be victims of some tragic. Okay, I have a commercial break coming up now. I return shortly. Do please stay with us. Hard Facts. Be back in a bit.
Port Harcourt have free health conferences and exhibitions. Healthcare providers and
the number one talk station. I'm Dio. 26 minutes gone past 3 p.m. The conversation is on. And still on my side comments, before I had to go on that break, some parents and guardians expressed concern for the safety of school children as schools resume in Rivers State. Let's hear those concerns again.
A lot of people are kidnapped along Harcourt, Muji, Port Harcourt road. Let government position people there. Police, they road. These boys that are still hijacking people. A lot of students will be falling victim. Every day, people will be going to school, Port Harcourt to Harcourt. Uniform, many people, even travelers.
We need more securities, and then we ourselves, we should be careful in terms of late night movement.
At least make sure there are securities in the East-West road. Not police. Some checkpoint should be army checkpoint.
If it is not affecting them today, tomorrow it may affect them. Today is for the poor, tomorrow it may be for them. The rate of kidnapping is too high. Even some of us don't go out again, so it's not good. Government need to put more measure, more hands to make sure that kidnapping issue in Nigeria is settled.
Yep, the government has to do that. And in Rivers State, once again, with every state, but with every state across the country. So what I say for Rivers State is, by extension, related to every other state throughout the entire country. I hope that we're making efforts, so that the same intelligence we are getting, that smartphones used by young people is going to destroy the peace we have in Rivers State. I hope we chase intelligence as well to help us prevent any disasters befalling school children as schools resume now. So that's that. And I fear, I have a fear, but that's just me. Sometimes I just have these fears that allegedly, as schools are resuming, we have done almost nothing to prepare for the resumption of these schools. Allegedly, of course, allegedly. I fear that we did not clean the school premises. I fear that we did not cut down grasses or cut down bushes. I fear we did not do that, and we'll expect these children to do all of that when they resume school. I fear that we did not ensure that drainages around the schools are declogged, as the rains are here right now. So I fear, allegedly, of course, I could be wrong. Don't mind me. I need help. I need professional help. I should probably talk to a psychiatrist to deal with these fears of mine. But maybe this is my therapy moment. Maybe expressing these fears of mine will help me deal and cope. Maybe this is my coping mechanism. I'm making goodness gracious. I'm having a eureka moment right now. It's a revelation. So this is therapy for me. So back to my fears. I'm afraid that we're not prepared for the actual reopening of the school, except issue a circular that schools will resume on a particular date. I fear we haven't done much else, and I fear that as the rains are here now, they're going to become heavier and more frequent, and a lot of our schools are going to be flooded, and some of them might even get so flooded that the students and teachers cannot use the school premises any longer. I fear that might happen. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm having these kinds of fears. Can someone explain to me why I'm having these kinds of fears? I also fear that teaching materials, teaching aids have not been provided for. I'm afraid of. I don't know why I'm having these fears. Can someone please explain to me why I'm having this fear? Is something wrong with me? Is something wrong with me? I fear that we have made no provision for notebooks for teachers, for chalks or markers or pens or registers or any of those things that they need. I fear that we haven't done this. I'm afraid. I don't know why I'm afraid, but I'm just afraid that we may not have done it, And then 1 or 2 weeks after schools are resumed, I fear that there will be an announcement from Ministry of Education that yes, we are going to do it. We have been making, yes, His Excellency has earmarked, and we have released funds. Funds have been released. We are getting. You see that's people don't understand how these things work. You see, we have to do a collation. It's called collation. You see that looking at me now. You don't even know what collation means. We have to do a collation of these things. These things has to be collated. And how do you do collation? Do you know how collation is done? You don't know. You can't know these things. Collation has to be done pragmatically. You see, we have to get information, pragmatic information, real-time information, and we have to collate the information, the data. You see, it's data. Maybe you understand what data is. It's data. We have to combine and collect the data that we get from all of our schools. And that's what we have been doing. It's a process. We have been doing that. We have been liaising with principals and head teachers. We have been collating data, and doing a needs assessment. So graciously, His Excellency has earmarked and released funds, and we are getting them. As I speak to you now, the lorries are coming in. The contractors are bringing in lorry loads of pens and biros and registers, and you name it. We are getting those things. By the way, this is 2 weeks after the schools have resumed already, or 3, and then later on you now hear of a special event. A special event where we're going to distribute the materials. The materials have arrived. The materials are here. And we have asked all principals and head teachers to be at the ministry on Monday. Where we're going to dish out. We're going to en masse. We're going to spread out these materials so Rivers people should not be entertain any fear or concern at all. We are committed to the education of our students. So I don't know why I'm afraid that these things might happen. I have no idea why I have these fears. I don't know. Maybe I have a problem. I don't know. Just maybe I do need to see a professional really to deal with these fear issues I'm dealing with. And maybe I do need professional help. Oh well. What do I know really? What do I know? That's it. Was there anything else that caught my attention as I checked out the news earlier on today? Let's see. I think that might be it for today's. Side comments. Just let's get a quick confirmation of that before I move on. I've got some messages here, which I would like to read before moving on. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it. I think that will be for today's side comments. But let's do a few quick messages here before I before I move on. Let's see. Good afternoon, Dai. Along Harcourt and Rumuji roads needs intelligence monitoring from security agencies. That's from Okidika. It's a sponsored fear, someone says. Let's see. It can only be fear. Moving on. Dai, your fear is politically motivated, and that's from Bob. Good day. You fear because honorables and excellencies will employ the choice strategy. That's a very important. That's a world-renowned strategy. The choice strategy. As schools resume, the state school of Poco in Kana LGA still without teachers for 7 years running. Governor Wike, please consider these young people. They are all your children. Very important. And this man, I believe, has been talking about this for some years now, but it appears no one is paying any attention. Or maybe they think he's been sponsored by ISIS to demarcate Rivers State and destroy the peace that we are enjoying in Rivers State. Good afternoon, Dar. This fearfulness must be a moment of revelation. Ugochini said that. Dar, your fears are well founded. It's been a traditional scene here. Educational system is in shambles. That's from Freedom. Dar, can you stop? Okay, that's from Frank. All right, Frank. You're having those fears because you need to understand that all those things are natural things. If you go to school and have all the materials to study with, you are going to take over the government in future. So we must not allow you. It's just natural. It's common sense. Okay, all right. Now you're afraid because the reality on ground, as schools are resuming, is that the bushes around the schools are not cleared. Not to talk of fixing or building toilets for these students. Oh, I didn't mention toilets. They won't have toilets, by the way, in many of these schools. They won't have functional toilets. So when the children need to, ease themselves, they either go to a nearby bush or have to leave school to go home and possibly return to school or not return, as the case may be. The reason you're afraid of all these things you are mentioning is that they are not flyover and will not be attended to. I also join my fears with your fears. All right. Because you're always paranoid, Dio. That's what Uche. Yeah, maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I do have a paranoia syndrome. if that's a thing. I don't know. Is that a thing, by the way? Paranoia syndrome? My brother, just as you said, nothing, absolutely nothing has been done. No textbooks, dusters, notebooks for teachers over 8 years, etc. Overgrown grass and many more. I say. RCT goes, Darren, please off your mic. His Excellency has disbursed funds to take care of all our fears, including the roofing of our children's classrooms. You see, people don't know how government is run. That you need spiritual cleansing. You will bring 1 goat and 2 tubers of yams to clean the spirit of fear. Flood is coming. Nobody's seen anything about it. That's from Tony. Emmanuel Uzodima goes, these are people's chopping, so they want it to happen rather than fixing it now. You're afraid of school resumption in Rivers State because the wicked-led government doesn't have a plan for education. What this wicked-led government is concerned with is construction of flyovers. That's from Chile. Some of these honorables and excellencies will be out of jobs May 29. So the earlier they address this alarm being raised, the better for everyone, because very soon they will begin to call on the good people of Rivers State to come to their aid. And that's some goodness. Okay, that's the much I can take. I have to go for a break now. When I return, today's round comes up. Do please stay with us.
With Diobu.
Hello, welcome back. It is Hard Factor Nigeria Info during Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 21 minutes ago before 4 p.m. I'd like to rant for a bit. I've got something in my mind to be expressing some sort on it. Let's get your take on mine to 4 p.m. But before I get to the rant, very quickly, indulge me, please. A quick message here, and this one's from my side comment earlier on, where I think it's quite instructive, allegedly. Good day. The principals and teachers and students have not congratulated His Excellency on his victory, so your fears are in order. All right, so that's that. Let's get on with today's rant then. Something in my mind, and it's a sad thing, really. It's not a welcome development at all. It's one sad story after another emanating from the Diobu axis of Port Harcourt. Terrible situation, and you must have been hearing about it. It's been on the news. I mean, hardly a day goes by and there isn't some disturbing news coming out from Diobu. Now, the backstory is this, that there is some cult war going on over there, and this cult war is fueled by a supremacy war on who controls the illegal oil trade, in that part of town. Who knows whatever else they cover, and that's the story. That's the backstory to this. Reportedly, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons now, give or take, are said to have been killed in the ongoing supremacy battle between cultists going on over there, and that's besides the reported surge in other crimes going on there. People are scared. Businesses are shut down. I don't know right now if schools in that part of town are going to open, if teachers are going to feel comfortable going to school to teach, if parents or guardians are going to feel comfortable sending their children or what to go to school as well, when there could just be a drive-by based on recent happenings and even latest happenings from the news item I'll read out shortly. There could be a drive-by. Who knows where the students are going to be? Pupils on the way to school, returning from school, being sent on some errand, and then some people just drive past, stop a car, come out, start, spray bullets in some person, jump back in the vehicle and drive away. Who knows what could happen? And for weeks I've been talking about this, and I'm sure others have been talking about this as well. And the best we get from the River State Police Command is that vehicles have been stationed there. Who's been apprehended? Who's been arrested? Now, I've said severally once again, when the problem is not fixed, it doesn't go away. It festers, it becomes worse. The illegal trade in Diobu part of Port Harcourt in River State is not a new one. It's been going on for a considerable amount of time. And like I've said a gazillion times, everybody else knows this. Everybody else knows. Except the only person or persons who don't know are the people who are being paid a salary to know. On several occasions, persons have called my show, have called other shows on this station, and I perceive other stations to complain about the illegal or criminal activities taking place in certain parts of River State. They are not hidden. These acts are committed in broad daylight. You don't need to go undercover. You don't need espionage. You don't need to reposition satellites. You don't need Jack Bauer and Chloe from the CTU to help you with this one. You don't need collaboration with Interpol or the CIA or MI5 or Israeli Mossad. No, you don't. You don't need the FBI on this one. No, because everybody is seeing it where it's happening. They're seeing the illegal drug trade. They are seeing the illegal oil trade, transporting of coal-fire merchandise. Everybody sees it. And reportedly, security agents mount roadblocks, illegal roadblocks, where they collect tolls from these persons as they are transporting these things to and fro. But the security agencies do anything about it? Well, your guess is as good as mine as far as the answer to that question is concerned. What do we have on our hands now? We have chaos on our hands now as far as Diobu is concerned. That's what we have on our hands. We have anarchy. We now have drive-by shootings, reminiscent of some of the worst periods in some countries in South America. We're now having drive-by shootings. Now, this wasn't our news. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, here we go. Another young man was found dead yesterday in Mile 1, Diobu, Port Harcourt. His body was discovered around Alkuzu Lumumba Street in the morning. Eyewitnesses say suspected cultists shot him and fled the scene. The police have not named the victim. It was gathered, however, his relatives have been informed of his death. A police spokesperson in the state, Grace Irungikoko, says the incident is being investigated. It comes hours after the police revealed that a man was attacked. This is a different story, a different incident, by the way. Revealed that a man who was attacked by armed men along Iloabuchi Street in Diobu, Port Harcourt on Saturday night has died in hospital. The man was taken to the hospital by a Good Samaritan after he fell and sustained severe injuries while being chased by 3 gunmen. Eyewitnesses say his attackers drove past and shot him multiple times. Reports have it that police patrol vans have been stationed around the scene of the incident. Many have linked the killings to a supremacy and territorial control battle between 2 factions of a cult group. A crisis broke out at Lechi Beach, Mile 1, Port Harcourt 9 days ago. By the way, the essence of packing this patrol van at the crime scene after the crime has been completed and done with, then you park a patrol van there for 2 or 3 days. I'm not exactly sure what that accomplishes. But then again, I'm not a security person. I don't have any training security-wise. But I just wish somebody could make some sense of it for me, really. What is that exactly does that accomplish? Because you park you station a patrol van there for a day or two, and then maybe a day or two afterwards, there's another drive-by shooting just some meters away from where you park, or you had previously parked some patrol vehicle. I don't know. And where are the arrests being made? Where? Why has there not been a report of arrest being made yet, as far as this situation is concerned? Also, on his part, leader of the local vigilante group known as Diobu Security Service, Amatare Baby Pilede, blamed security agencies for the rise in crime in Diobu. Here is some of what he had to say on that situation. Just a moment, and voila, here we go.
It is glaring to the ears that these persons have not been brought to book till today. What is really giving these boys this temerity? What is really giving them this security architecture that is well built? These boys cannot come and destroy the security architecture of the day, and nothing has been done till now. So Job is the heartbeat, and any problem that you cannot resolve in Job, automatically you are trying to grant the activities of River State. That is just the plain truth. The state government and the security agencies should concentrate on it to see how these activities should be quenched once and for all.
Well, I mean, we now have a situation in River State where criminal elements, civilians, collect guns and uniforms, even from soldiers, So, I mean, and reportedly as well, even though I don't understand why the River State Police Command has denied it, allegedly, reports have it that security agencies in River State are in full connivance, or at least agents, if not the agencies, are conniving with these criminal elements to perpetrate this crime against the state. We've had even elected officials in River State make these allegations as well, that in their local government area, security agents are involved in the crime. They are a part of it. We've got several reports, security agents mounting illegal roadblocks, collecting monies from these persons. Back to Baby Pilede, who said criminals now operate with impunity.
We are also informed that people were robbed in Lumumba axis where their phones were collected. Houses have been bounced, house to house, door to door, which I foresaw. And that was why I told them that if they don't do anything, it will get to a stage where these same persons will use this as another way of getting their livelihood. And which it is happening today. Now they have deviated from cultism. Now it's armed robbery, snatching of phones. The other time at Emenike, they still killed somebody, a taxi driver. Last night, they still killed somebody at Okozo by Lumumba. I don't know whether the cops have been removed. The cops were still there.
Somehow, Amatare Baby Pilede knows this. Somehow, he figured this out. But remarkably, the River State Police Command, I don't know if they got this intelligence that this man has expressed. Because you don't have to be Einstein to understand the trajectory, to know how this is likely to end. You don't have to be. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes or Dr. Watson to figure this one out. You don't have to be, what's that woman's name? Oh, goodness. The female detective character, was it Miss Maple? Don't remember her name right now. You don't have to be her either to figure this one out. You don't. You definitely don't have to be 007 to understand what's going on either. But if you consider what's playing out, you question really whether or not our security operatives really have a firm grasp on things and understand what's going on, and can see the trajectory and where we are headed with this. So, well, as I wrap this up, there's been yet another killing, a set of killings in Diobu. What is the River State Police Command doing about it? CP Okong Effiong, what are you doing about this? What intelligence are you people gathering? What arrests are you making? And I'm not talking about going there, taking your van there and rounding people up. They say you're conducting investigation, you go there and round people up. Pack them to station, say they should call their people to come and bail them. We're deceiving ourselves. And that's a wrap on today's round. Thanks for listening. Hope you weren't bored. Lines open 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0007 are the numbers to call. We're live on Facebook.com /Nigeria Info PH. That's Facebook.com /Nigeria Info PH. We're on Twitter and YouTube as well at Nigeria Info PH. Hello, hard fact to welcome to go on.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Dio, this issue is really getting out of hand, though. Also in this Diobu axis. This thing has been going on for a long time now. They are just complaining now. They're just coming out because now it's now worse. That's a place that you cannot go with your smartphone. Maybe you got a call and you want to answer the call. You will see a person say, hey, when you finish that call, drop this phone there. And you can't mess with them. They will either beat you or stab you and get the phone from you. This thing has been going on for a long time and nobody is saying it, even in the broad daylight, not even in the night. And the worst part, I don't know what the security agencies are doing in this thing. Not even in that place. Even right from LMA Junction, you can't just walk anyhow there. Your name is sorry. They would be with you. And even I pity those strangers who don't know what is going on in Rivers. They can just come into this state. They don't know. Like, I almost robbed the other day. They almost robbed me. I was coming back from Aba. The motor refused to take me inside the town. They dropped me there. So I was looking for a taxi to get into this. They almost collect everything I had. It was really a struggle. This is getting out of hand. There are nobody saying anything. What are these people doing?
No, the police.
What are they doing? How long are we going to keep going with this issue?
A patrol van.
You will see somebody will collect everything you have. And
hello? Oh, he's gone. Sorry, but thanks for calling in, though. Well, I was also going to say that he was saying nobody's doing anything or saying anything. I was going to say that the police have stationed a van there, I suppose. That is something. Hello, you're welcome. Please go on.
Right, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for bringing up this topic today. Dio, there is a popular place where drug is being sold openly, just as you have said when you're ranting. The drug lord knows about it. There was a time I carried somebody to this drug law office and I made a complaint. One of the drug law officers told me that they know the place, that they are waiting for concrete information. And I was wondering, what concrete information are you waiting for? That they want to know when the baron will be there, that if they come to arrest now, they told me that they might arrest those, if the addicts and the barons will flee. Now, what takes the Nigerian police from coming to station their vehicle at that place, where these drugs have been openly sold? What stops them from parking their vehicle at that place to collect their 15 naira? At least, if the police park their vehicle there, these boys will know that government is.
Sorry, that's too much that I can take from you. I have a commercial break right now. Stick around, however. I'll be back in a bit.
Nigeria Info. And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Diode.
Hello, welcome. I still had to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Diobu. We've got about 4 minutes ago before 4 p.m. I did a rant earlier on the terrible situation in Diobu. Reportedly, 2 persons in the last 24 or 48 hours or so have been killed, added to the growing number of persons killed in that axis in what is said to be a supremacy war between cult members, and the war is to determine who controls an illegal oil trade in that part of town, and the seeming helplessness of our security agencies in dealing with this situation. Hello, Hard Fact, welcome.
Hello, Daniel.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm calling from the same area.
Go ahead, please.
There is no police van station anywhere. We don't come out from 7 o'clock. Uruala is now. Taxi does not pass that place anymore. If you enter Taxi from education, they will not pass through Uruala. Where them pass now is from Afis to 3. There's no one police. From 7 o'clock, police station, they will lock their gate. The one in Alabuchi will lock, my one will lock. One security may be Dio. This was the worker will go on daytime, afternoon 9. From 7 o'clock, they are shut down. No police. No police. One police no day. You know the worker now, so I'm talking to you. I stay for there, I talk to you now. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a disturbing scenario indeed. I've got some comments over here. Basi Otudo goes, it's a pity some people have allowed themselves to be associated with nefarious activities. Let's see, also. The vans are usually parked to ensure adequate raising up of hands when walking and possible slapping and flogging. I see. Well, this person is trying to explain to me. I asked the question earlier on. Why does the police usually announce that after someone's been killed in this place, they park a patrol van there for a day or two? And then what is the essence? No arrest are made, nothing, and then only to hear 3 or 4 days afterwards, another person's been killed, So he's explaining to me, I suppose. There's no station van. The shooting is every day. Police only come to collect from diesel people. All right. Good afternoon, Da. Currently in Diobu now, the situation of things is as worse as one can imagine. We run every night here, gunshots every now and then. As I type this now, there's no police station anywhere. They only patrol around that Udi Elechi Street in Mile 1, waiting for the people carrying this illegally refined PMS Argo so they can collect their choppings and then move away. Shops around these areas close by 4 to 5 p.m. for fear of being attacked. There's nothing like security in and around Diobu. That's from Prince Umor. The truth is that Port Harcourt has been taken over by outlaws, and that's from Michael. Hello, Da. The situation in Rivers and Nigerian insecurity is neither caused by me or you, but what the politicians and so-called honorables brought to us. Nigerians should expect more in the coming days, and not this blame game on the police part you. That's from Monday. Oh, really? Blame game? Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Well, I have to wrap it up now. Top of the hour at 4 o'clock, we've got business news coming up. Discussions continue after that. Is it unreasonable? Is it being unnecessarily alarmist or dramatic if one raises an alarm over the current situation of security in Rivers State? When I return, do please stay with us. Welcome back to Hard Facts to Nigeria Info and Harcourt, Harcourt. I'm Diet. 8 minutes gone past 4 p.m. Discussions are on now. I'd like to get your take on this. I'd like to get your honest, your